What you're going to need to create your necklace are, first you're going to need some beads. Pick the design you like, the color you like, and I like to use maybe like 3 different varieties or styles, or 3 different colors. If you want to do a solid color necklace, all red, you can do all red. But I'm going to do like a multicolor one. After Valentine's Day, I want to be able to wear it. You can also do something that you have hearts, so it's specifically for Valentine's Day. But I like to be able to use my versatile, so I'll use a different variety of different colors. This necklace that I'm going to make, it's going to have a charm. And what I'm using for that is this little piece here that I'm using to attach my charm. Now this is just a basic bead that I created into a charm. So you can have this, or this bead here can be strung on the necklace alone. You're going to also need some embellishments. I like embellishments, different silver or gold pieces, because it gives the necklace a little bit more body. It gives the necklace a look of more quality. Have you ever seen a necklace and maybe they just only have all beads and they don't have any embellishments? It tends to look a little cheap. But when you add these different embellishments, it gives it a little richer look. So I have those embellishments, large beads, small beads, whatever size you want. Now this is my necklace, so you're going to need a little ring, jump ring, and a clasp. Now clasps come in different variety of sizes. If you want a larger one, you know, get larger ones, get gold, brass, whichever colors you like. You're going to also need these little beads here. Now this is like a crimp bead. Now I hope I'm describing it right, but it's a little bead that we're going to put on our wire to close it when we get ready to close our necklace. And you're going to need some wire. I'm using this beading wire. This is 0.3 millimeters, and they have thicker. The thicker the wire, the less flexible it is. This is more of a flexible wire. They have one that's thinner, but I like this one because it has like a little bit more oomph to it. It's a little thicker. It's not as flimsy, but this is the wire I'll be using. And all these items you can get from a craft store. They are really available. Another thing, now you don't necessarily need a tray for your beads, but I like to use my tray so I can map out the design and style. This one gives me the ability to map out my necklace. If you're doing more like a multi-strand necklace, this one here has that capability. It has room for the beads when you're not using them, to have them out the way. You can put needle here, so it gives you more options, you know, to put your items, so you have more room to lay everything out. So I like to plan out my necklace, and that's probably the hardest part, is planning it, because I'm always changing it, or let me see how it looks this way. So also what I would do is I'll make a necklace, you know, lay it out, walk away from it, come back and see if I still like it. Some pieces you may throw them together and you may really love that piece and not having to put a lot of effort or thought into your beading. So we're going to start off with our wire. Now this is how I laid everything out. These are the colors I've chosen. This one here kind of have like a reddish brown, I guess you could say. This little glass, it's like a gray bead. Showed you the embellishment. Here's another red rectangle. I'm using little black beads, some more of the gray, and then these here. I love these beads right here. That I showed you, these two are in the necklace too. So I'm gonna first start off with my wire. See, I'll cut my wire and I'll close off one end, so I don't have a problem with my beads falling off, because that happens. And here's some wire cutters I'm using, so I cut my wire. And I'm gonna first close it off. So you'll see how I add the clasp to it. They also have crimp beads that are long. They're more like, they're a little bit longer. These are round, so first you're gonna put your crimp bead on. You probably can't even see this because it's so little. So I have my crimp bead on. Then I'm gonna take my clasp, put it through there. So I have my crimp bead, clasp, and here's the end of my wire. I'm gonna bend my wire and take it through my crimp bead. Then I'm gonna pull it up. See that? I have a micro crimper. You can also use some I don't have them right here available, but you can use a plier or something just to close it. But I have my micro crimper here. Just gonna take it, put that in there, and crimp it. And I like to give it a little bit of flexibility. You can have it tighter if you want to, but just to give it a little leeway. And now I will begin to thread on my beads. And another thing with the embellishments, I like to have embellishments like at the close, you know, like at the closure. It just gives it a finished look. Some people use seed beadings right here because sometimes these can get in the way when you use these pieces. Okay, so now as you're putting on the next side, make sure you pay attention to the order of your beading because sometimes when they're laying down, they may get out of sync. So just make sure you pay attention so when you get done, you haven't put it all together and then you find out one is not in the right place. When I make a necklace that has a lot of detail and I want it to be seen, I make them shorter. The longer they are, the harder they are to be seen depending on the type of, you know, shirt you're wearing or sweater. Okay, so now it's time to add my jump ring to close it off. And this is done the same way as we put the clasp on. Begin with the crimp bead. Okay, then we add the jump ring. Now this wire is a little long, so hopefully I'll be able to use it for my bracelet. Gonna fold your wire, place it inside the crimp bead, and this, gotta make sure it come on down there. We're going to crimp it. And cut off the excess. So now let's do our bracelet. And this is pretty much done the same way, but what we're going to use for our bracelet are these two pieces here. And these are my seed beads. So you see, seed beads are very small. You use them for finishing. You can use them in between as well, but I like to use them to finish off pieces if I don't want a larger bead to get in the way of my closure. Here is my wire, same wire. We're going to start with this piece. Let me shake out a couple of these. Do the same way, put this on. I'm going to put this piece on. Use my comb. Now I'm going to add about 2 seed beads. I'm using these black. Then we have like extra wire. You can either cut it down. And then I'm going to add this piece on. Okay, now we're going to finish it up with 2 more seed beads. Then we're going to add a crimp bead. Now we'll cut off the excess. Don't toss the extra wire. This is another bracelet. And last, we're going to go with our earring. And this is the design I use for my earring. So this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. You can use any small bead to add an accent piece to this. You can also use for this set, you can use the large bead. It'll be a little heavy. I try not to make them too heavy, especially when they're for pierced ears. You can use this as the main piece, and it's all up to you how you want to, which one you want to be, you know, your main piece for that. So here are some of the pieces that I use for my, you know, closures, earrings. I'm gonna need one of these. Need one of these for my earring, and for this, in order to thread it through. Now there are different types you could use. Here's one. They're just long pieces. They're already pre-cut. If you don't have them pre-cut, if you use wire, you're going to have to do something to close it off so your earring, so your bead won't fall off. But I'm going to use one of these. And if you want to see how I organize my beads, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will do a video on that. So that's one. So now the earring is really easy. So here's my wire here, and it has like a little piece here that your bead won't fall off. So I'm going to first begin with this embellishment. Then I'm going to take a black bead, got the same one of those on. Then I'm going to add this bead. Then another one of these. This is the piece tool I'll be using for this. You just curl it back and then roll it, and it closes. And then when I open it, I turn it to the side because it has a better, to me when I do that, it closes better versus if I open it up, then I have a hard time closing it back. So I just turn it out to the side. Then I add my earring piece, and then all I have to do is just turn it back in to the side, and it's closed. So there are my earrings. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.